Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Is it okay? It's okay.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Oh, ready with notebook. Let's also turn this light on. Okay. And let's see here. Oh, that reminds me of something. Yeah, welcome everyone to the Saturday Sanga, Sobota Sanga. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatang Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakambitang Cha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Sarasvate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So welcome everyone to Saturday Sanga. Let's see. Just checking about that's a little confusing. It says Dorian Simon is asking for translation into German, and then Dharmagupta says, I've set you up as the translator, but I don't think that's what she wants. I think she wants someone else to translate.
Yes, apologize, Guru Maharaj. I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed my mistake.
So, anyone out there German speaking feels like translating into German? I don't know. No immediate volunteers. I don't see. Anyway, I don't know if there's anyone capable to do that. Just looking who is here. I could translate into German, but then it's hard to speak simultaneously. What to do? I'm sorry, I don't think we have that possibility today. But in any case, yeah, Prabhupada sometimes would say, even if we don't understand the language, we benefit from hearing Krishna Katha. Yeah, don't know what to say about that. So today we're going to go through a song from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and it's his 9th song from Kalyana Kalpataru, from the first section, Upadesa, instruction, and he's instructing the mind. After we go through this, I want to see if any of you have pursued our suggestion last time to write an ekphrasis that you would like to share. I wrote one myself in case no one else did. We'll see. Maybe some others of you have written an ekphrasis based on some image of Krishna as a baby. You may be wondering about last week. My apologies. I was saying we'll have a mystery guest, and then we didn't have a mystery guest. And I didn't see the message which said, sorry, he won't be coming. And he won't be coming this time either, and I don't know if I'll be able to persuade him to come sometime. I think he's very shy. but it may be other factors. I don't know. I can't speculate. I'll be speaking with him later this week, hopefully, and we'll see. Okay. And otherwise, well, we can do some discussion. We have Bhagavatam. I thought we can look at as maybe interesting, considering especially that tomorrow is up Balaram Purnima, Balaram Avirbhava. And what else? We will see. So today we have song number 9 of Kalyana Kalpataru. Monore Keno barna Abhiman marile pataki hoye jamadute jabeloje na koribe jatir samman. Oh, my dear mind, why do you still have this vain, egoistic pride due to your family caste? The fact is that when a sinful man dies, then no matter who he is, the Yamadutas will carry away without paying the slightest respect to his caste and family lineage. Here the word jatir in the last line, jati, is often translated as caste. We usually hear about Varna, and Varna is mentioned in the first line with a B in this transliteration, Barna, Abhiman. Your Abhiman, your can mean sort of like pride. Pride in your Varna. And then, of course, jamadute is Yamaduta. When Yamaduta, Jabe Loye, will be coming to taking you, Loye, na koribe jatir saman. There will not be made. There will not be made consideration, I guess, samman of jati. So he uses both words, jati and barna. It's interesting. Jodi bhalo karma koro svarga-bhoga atahpara tate bipra candala saman narakeo jane danda pabe ek shane janmontare saman be done. Even if one does good works and enjoys celestial pleasures in the heavenly planetary systems, he's still not safe. For after his good karma is exhausted, he gets equal treatment along with Brahmins as well as dog-eating outcasts. In hell, both persons will receive equal punishment in one place, and for their next birth, equal ruling is administered. Interesting. So svarga-bhoga, enjoying in svarga, atahpara, after that, tate bipra candala saman. A bipra, a Brahmin, is the same. Candala saman. Narakeo, in naraka, in hell, dui jane, 2 persons, danda paibe, will receive ekshane, the same punishment. Janmantare shaman bidan, and that they'll be dealt with in the same way in the next birth, which is interesting, I think, because in Manu Samhita, and I suppose also in other Dharma Shastras, but especially in Manu Samhita, there are quite big distinctions made regarding punishment for the different varnas. It seems in Manu Samhita that the Brahmins are especially privileged to receive minimal, if any, punishment for crimes committed by them. It's kind of like, oh, you're a Brahmin, okay. We're really sorry. And the Shudra will get very heavy punishment. But here Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, as far as Yamaraj is concerned, he doesn't care where you come from, what your background is. Tobe Keno Abhiman, loje tucha barna-man, marana abadhi jar man, ucha barna-pada dhori, barnantare grna kori, narakeo na koro shandan. So then, why do you maintain such false pride in your mind? Tabe Keno Abhiman. Keno, why? Your insignificant caste vanity lasts only up to the time of your death, when it will be taken away along with your body. Loje tucha barna-man, marana abadhi jar man. Abadhi, I think, means up to. Is that, let's see, Sugopi is here. She can confirm.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Abadhi means up to that time of death. Is that right?
Yeah, Avadhi does denote time. Morano Avadhi jar man. So up to that time, I really cannot really translate. But Avadhi is definitely time, the time gap.
Thank you. Then my advice to you, Ucha barna-pada dhori barnantare grna kori narakeo na koro shandan. And shandan means? Don't search for suffering.
I don't recall Maharaj Sandhan.
Okay. Sorry. Anyway, he says, don't search for suffering in hell by unnecessarily scorning another's apparent low-class birth. Now, we might be thinking, well, this is, of course, nothing to do with me, because we don't have, in our culture, we don't have this Varna and jati and all such things. In India, there's still a lot of consciousness of one's family in a way which we can't say it's not there in the West. We certainly have class consciousness here. Class consciousness in the West is often distinguished by how one speaks, the accent one has, or the quality of the speech. But of course, there are many different markers, how one dresses, how one behaves, who one's friends are, and so on. What one's occupation is, of course, and so many such things. And it's a funny statement here. Don't look for punishment in hell by making such distinctions in this life, because if you do, you're going to be punished. Okay, and then samaj shomajika mon loje tako by bipra hoje Vaishnave na koro Abhiman adara bapari hoje bibada jahaja loje kabu nahi hore buddhiman. Now, the translation, we get a whole purport here in addition to translation. If you have been born into a position of aristocratic social honor, then just live as a humble, learned brahmana, tako by bipra hoje. So tako remaining by, oh brother, bipra, a Brahmin. So be like a Brahmin, hoje, be. Vaishnava na koro Abhiman, and don't abuse or insult any Vaishnava. For a caste Brahmin to oppose or challenge a Vaishnava is just like the story of the poor ginger salesman who sells only a few paisa worth of ginger roots in the market every day. One day he saw a huge ship laden with very costly cargoes moored on the river. He went over to the ship and started demanding information about the cargo, the price, the destination, the profit, and so on. He is simply insignificant, but he wants to lord it over such huge business affairs of the seagoing vessel. And after some time, the ship's crew said, well, who are you anyway that you're interrogating us so? And he told them, I just sell little ginger in the bazaar. So if a Brahmana tries to dishonor a bona fide Vaishnava, then he simply makes useless conflict and he never becomes wise. Adara bapari hoje bibada jahaja loje kabu nahi hore buddhiman. So bapari is, I think, business. Adara, ginger?
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay.
Adur,
So,
Vyapari.
so being a ginger businessman, selling ginger. Bibara jahaja loje. I guess this is referring to the whole story of, vivada, making big discussion. And jahaja, I don't know, making a big discussion about this business.
Jahaj is the ship, Maharaj.
Oh, that's the ship. Oh, okay. So it is So the story is not just made up. Jahaj. Kabu nahi hore? Hore?
Not at any point is caught by is buddhiman. A intelligent person is never caught by kobu nahi. At any point of time is not caught by vyapari or vivada, by arguments.
So hore means caught, catching?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Heriya. And that meaning of shandhan is to search or to look for. In the previous paragraph, you were asking about shandhan.
Oh, okay. Shandhan. Narakeo. Oh, don't go searching for trouble in hell. Don't make trouble for yourself unnecessarily. Okay, last verse. Tobe jodi Krishna bhakti shodha tumi jota shakti shonoi shohag bope pabe stan shartak hoibe sutro sharba lobha ihamutro binoda koribe stutigan. So if you would just combine devotion to Krishna with an effort to the best of your ability, jata shakti, according to your ability, shadaha, I guess, is combining. You should combine. My dear mind, then you will be situated in perfect combination of spiritual activity. Shanai Sohag Poibe Stan. Sohag?
Abhijyoti Krishna Bhakti Shada Tumi is always Shada Tumi Jatha Shakti. With as much power you have, like with your full power. Shonai Shohago Pabisthan. So you will achieve the place which is Shona, which is as like gold, Pabisthan. You will achieve that destination.
And Sohag means?
I don't know the exact meaning, Maharaj.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sartak is benefit. Then whatever caste or material position you happen to be situated in will become really successful. Sartaka, hoibe, sutra. And you will attain all desirable things in this way. And Bhaktivinoda will sing the praises of your glories. Vinod koribe stutigan. Okay. All right, we have our band, our backup band here today. Today we have Brihaspati, Amelia, and Madai Jivan. Manare Keno ahar barna Abhiman Manare Keno ahar barna Abhiman marile pataki hoje jamadute jabe loje marile pataki hoje jamadute jabe loje na koribe jatir samman na koribe jatir samman jadi bhalo karma koro svarga-bhoga atahpara jadi bhalo koro svarga-bhoga atahpara tate bipra candala saman tate bipra candala saman narakeo dui jane danda pabe ek sane narakeo dui jane danda pabe ek sane janmantare shamana vida janmantare shamana vida tabe Keno Abhiman loje tukcha barna-man tabe Keno Abhiman loje tukcha barna-man marana abadhichar marana abadhichar uccha barna-pada dori barnantade grihna kori uccha barna-pada dori barnantade grihna kori narakeo na koro sandan narakeo samajika manloye Thakura bipra hoje samajika manloye Thakura bipra hoje Vaishnavi na koro apaman Vaishnavi na koro apaman adara vyapari hoje vivadaja aja doje adara vyapari hoje Vivada Jaloje Kabunahi Hare Buddhima Kabunahi Hare Buddhima Tabe Jadi Krishna-bhakti Sadhatumi Jata Shakti Tabe Jadi Krishna-bhakti Sadhatumi Jata Shakti Shonai Sohaga Habestan Sonai Sohag Habestan Sartaka Hoibe Sutra Sarvalabha Iha Mutra Sartaka Sarvalabha Iha Mutra Dinoda Koribe Stuti Gan Dinoda Koribe Stuti Gan Dinoda Koribe Stuti Gan Dinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo, 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 Haribo. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura ki jai.
Maharaj?
Yes.
Actually, the translation is the import of the lines. So, Shunai Shuhag Pavesthane, like in the golden, actually the real translation, literal translation is that Shonai is the golden, Shuhag is affection or love, like you get to that destination, Pavesthane. So here they have translated it as spiritual world. So it's the import, like with the meaning which it is conveying, not the literal translation.
Mm-hmm.
So Shohag is love or affection.
Oh, okay.
Shonai, like the
golden love and affection.
Yeah, the destination will be there, just like we say,
the
golden
position,
chariot or
the
something.
stan, the position, the stan, the location of golden love and affection. Okay.
And Sharthok hoibe shutro, like you will be successful in that way. Shorbo labho ihamutro. Ihamutro means at this moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here, iha.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, Maharaj.
Thank you. No, that's helpful. Iha mut. Isn't it iha mutra here and there? Here in this life and the next life?
No, at this moment.
Okay.
Iha matra, like mutra can be matra also. Iha matra, like at this particular time.
Okay.
Iha is this.
So good. So good advice for the mind in any case. Actually, we make a hellish condition for ourselves in this life when we allow the mind to think ourselves something special, having special qualification, just, well, for whatever reason, because of our birth, our background, or anything else. Because, of course, at the time of death, death is said to be the great leveler. It's making everything level. It puts us down on the ground, flat, and it makes us level with the ground, and we are level with everyone else. Okay, good. Now I'm going to request 1.5 minutes, during which time you can all say hello to each other. Hello. Say hello to yourselves. Go for something, come back. Okay. Okay, for recording in progress. For anyone who was not with us last week at this time, we were discussing about a certain type of literary activity, which is called ekphrasis, which is, you can say, a literary response to usually visual art. Doesn't have to be visual art, but generally is visual. And I was reading we were reading some ekphrases, poetry of, Wisława Szymborska, both in the original Polish and in English translation. She was Nobel Prize winner. Yeah. And she does a fair amount of ekphrases, which gave us the idea that we could try something similar. And I suggested that you might want, because we're approaching Krishna Janmashtami, we might do something with some image of Krishna as a baby. And so now is the question is, did anyone do this? Does anyone have something you want to share? Sugopi has. Now, do you also have an image that you can share with us so we can see what it is you are doing ekphrases of? She's working on it. And otherwise, Kavi Chandra, you also have something? Okay, should we
Maharaj, I suggest that we just raise the hand, whoever has it, to raise the hand. So we will be, these participants will be on the top of the list, of the participant list. So you can pick someone to present. That's maybe the best.
Maharaj, yes, sorry, I was searching for the image. I didn't keep the image ready. I wrote something.
Well, I suggest then that we go ahead with Kavi Chandra, and then maybe in the meantime, you can search for your image. Would that be okay?
Yes, Maharaj, yes.
Because the whole idea, it's I think works best if we can see the image. And hopefully Kavi Chandra is ready. Yes, okay. Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
And can you read also?
Yeah. Now.
Okay. It's important. So translators can see and can read.
Yeah, and of course, even though they can see, I think it'll help if you don't read too quickly.
Okay. So.
Oh, you have a Polish translation below.
Yeah, I made a Polish translation. I will put that also on our chat. And also I can copy this and put into chat, so it may be easier for some who can see such small.
Oh, okay.
I hope so. Let's see if it's possible. No, not so easy. Yeah, let's try again. No, I can't pass. Anyway, so I will read slowly.
Okay.
So surprise, it's small Krishna, but I wrote it to Baladeva because tomorrow we have Purnima, Balarama Purnima, and but I was meditating about this picture, so it's not a poem, but let's see. Oh, Venerable Baladeva, some days ago, I was meditating on your position as an Adi Guru and started wondering and even doubting if you are first Guru, then where is your parampara? Where are your disciples? Then suddenly I realized, oh my God, you are indeed the second one, just after Krishna, who is Swayam-bhagavan, God of all gods. Yet you take position as a servant. Is it not your main teaching? How to be in bhava seva, the ecstatic serving mood? Although you are not tatashta shakti, the jiva tattva, nor God's potency, the shakti tattva, but are natural objects of pleasure. You are Vishnu tattva, the subject of pleasure. Yet you are taking the humble position of a servant as acharya of servitorship. And of course, your service is perfect. You are the original pujari, providing all paraphernalia, ornaments, garments, furniture, etc. for worshipping Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. You are the original farmer as Haladhara. You are the original Sankirtan and Namahata devotee as Lord Nityananda. You are the best bodyguard and warrior as Lakshman. And here I see you in the picture as Doji, original older brother, who for sure was impatiently waiting for the beard of his beloved Krishna. And here it is. Krishna is staring at you, looking forward to lots of fun and pleasure while playing in the forest of Vraj and tending calves and cows, again as original cowherds. And from time to time, killing some demons for sport. Oh, Balaram, please be merciful for me. Convince me, or my mind, that being a servitor is not a bad idea. So that's all.
Nice. Very good.
Thank you. So that was meditation, because tomorrow we have also celebration in our temple. So I'm not going to Sadhu-bhavan tomorrow because I have lecture. So that was my meditation for the lecture also.
Ah, you're preparing your lecture. Yeah. I get it. Ah, yes.
Okay. Okay, so I will mute myself now.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, Sugopi, did you find your picture yet?
Yes, Maharaj, it is ready.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sharing the screen. This is the image. If everyone can see, Maharaj, you can see.
Yes, we can see.
So I wrote a kind of poem, but I don't know how good it is. It's about Krishna being carried by his father Vasudeva. So fortunate. They have been meditating for thousands of years. Himself and Devaki were Prishni and Sutapa, and then they're again born as Devaki and Vasudeva. So I wrote about this image. What a glorious night it was when Vasudeva became father of the Lord. He had performed a lot of austerities for this day, and that he would behold the Lord in his arms one day. Vasudeva was to carry his son, the Lord, across the river Yamuna to the house of another pious soul, Nanda Maharaj, the purpose being a protected shelter for the Lord. It was the night with the sky rumbling, the thunders very loudly clapping. The pitter-patter of the rain became downpour. The river Yamuna started swelling. Yogamaya, the internal potency of the Lord, had done her job to make all the soldiers to doze. Her magic played to make the doors to unclose. and also freed Vasudeva from the iron shackles. Vasudeva put the baby Lord in the basket, walked free to transport the Lord to the target. Ananta Shesha, the carrier of the Lord, spread out his many hoods to shade the Lord from the downpour. Vasudeva reaches the bank of the river Yamuna, only to find that she was overflowing with water. Alas, Vasudeva thought, how do I reach Gokula? Just then Yamuna paved a dry way by stopping its flow. What a glorious scene it is, Vasudeva walking past the river Yamuna with the baby Lord on his head. That's all, Maharaj. Yeah, thank you.
Very nice, very nice. Some dramatic, it's a dramatic moment.
Yes. I'm not very apt. Yes.
Let's see what you have, Kaveri.
Okay, Maharaj. Okay, do you see it now?
Yes.
I'll put mine, it's very brief and I'm not sure I did it right, but okay, here it is. How am I supposed to keep this water flowing steady while this blue boy keeps making us laugh? So naughty, so shameless, so charming. I can't perform my duty, but I don't think I'm in trouble since Yashoda is absorbed in his face and nothing more. Oh boy, would you grant me a sidelong glance, a crooked smile? Aren't those locks of hair formidable? The water makes them look heavy and shiny like black snakes coiling on your tiny shoulders. Are they seeing what I'm seeing? How can this cute little thing be so strong? Oh, Kana, our best secret, our hidden treasure, our very life. How does one hide something so bright? Oh, but we must. That's it.
Nice.
Thank you.
The picture is intriguing because Krishna has such long hair. He's a baby, but he already has such long hair.
Yeah. I know, that's why I decided to mention it. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, and Nritya Kishori.
Hare Krishna.
Haribo.
It's just a few sentences, but I will still just to make, yes. Yeah, okay, so it's in the chat for translators, and I will share screen. Okay. Okay, yeah. So in one moment, I will change drawing. Yeah. Oh, Krishna, how wonderful and incredible your pastimes are. In order to please Vasudeva and Devaki, you appear as their child. At first, you show them in Vishnu form, and then you take the form of a child, are carried by you, the Supreme powerful Lord, are carried by Vasudeva to a house of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai. You apprentice you. As Vasudeva was carrying you in the stormy night, Shesha spread his hood to serve you as an umbrella. How incredible it is that you, the protector of all world, allow your devotees to protect you. Yamuna is so joyful to have your darshan, and she desires to touch your lotus feet. I pray that I may remember your glorious pastimes.
Very nice, very good. And okay. Madana Jivani.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my obeisances. Hare Krishna, everybody. Okay, let me share my screen. It's my first time ever sharing a screen.
There's always a first time.
Yeah. Let me see.
Oh.
Okay. So I got this picture from the box of Nava Vraja Mahima by Shivarama
Yes.
Swami. My daughter was on the Sanga last week and she wrote down your words and she sent me, as I couldn't be present, and she sent me also a lot of pictures from the internet, but I remembered I had the box in the books here, so I decided to look for something. Okay, so here I go. What dreams dance in your mind, my little baby, while you sleep so deeply, cozily relying on the beautiful, soft cushion on your mother's bed? Your silver and sapphire necklace, gently leaning towards your left arm, resembles a night sky the other way round, where the sky is moonlight silver and the stars appear dark like the night. You're still resting your little hands on your flute, little darling. Are you by any chance playing it in your dreams? Or are you just afraid one of your monkey friends steals it and runs away while you doze? Or are you pretending to be asleep so that your mom will entertain herself in some household and you can run away and play unnoticed outside? What do you see when you close your eyes, my beautiful baby? Do you play with your friends in your dreams? Do you dance with lovely girls whose long braids swing from side to side as they charmingly move around you? Do you wander in the groves of Vrindavan, talking with colorful birds, curious deer and squirrels? Or do you dream you're resting on your mother's lap and twirling the locks of her hair near her ears with your tiny fingers? Or do you perhaps drink milk straight from a cow in your mother's courtyard? Do you dream of sucking the air out of the breasts of that witch who came to poison you? Or that you're kicking a cartwheel you were sleeping under, but that was actually a demon disguised who wanted to destroy your tender existence? Have you ever been afraid, my little child? As I contemplate your beautiful form, so casually sleeping, and I wish I could hold you in my arms and kiss you with motherly affection, I remember your own mother seeing her very self within your mouth. I know it be only by your mystical potency that I could ever be able to hold you in my arms. It was only by your mystical potency that I so many times carried you to bed in your form as Govinda. How could someone like me even ever hold one who is the resting place of the whole cosmic manifestation? I know you know me, dear baby boy. You know each one of us. So do you ever think of us in your sleep? That's it. Sorry, I was nervous.
Very nice, nice. Yeah, it's a nice, how to say, because his eyes are closed, it offers lots of opportunity to think, okay, what's going on? What's going on? And that you've unfolded quite nicely. Very
Thank
good.
you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you. I thought I had many ideas and I erased a lot of things because my vocabulary wasn't good enough.
That was nice. And next we have Pandava and Bhagavati. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Maharaj, Hare Krishna Maharaj, and everybody else, Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.
So, can we, each of us has different, I have mine in English and in Polish. Can I read in English and then in Polish? It is short. Or,
Okay. Do you have a picture, an image
Yes, yes.
for us to see?
Yes.
Oh, I see. You're going to hold it up. Okay.
Krishna, my dear, come to mommy here. I was told that from your mouth the mud can soon appear. So put your hand on my lap, oh, here, and open your mouth, Krishna, my dear. What is that? Navy color, planets and stars, and no mud in here. Who are you, my sweet naughty boy? Oh, you are the Supreme Vishnu, the Lord, and I am your eternal servitor. Okay, no mud, so go to your friends, but remember, always have clean hands.
Always have clean hands.
And I don't know, can I read in Polish also?
Po polsku.
Please,
Po
please.
polsku. Tak. Kryszno, synku, chodź tu do mamusi. Słyszałam, że błoto być w twojej buzi musi. Oprzyj swoją rączkę o kolano moje i łaskawie, dziecko, otwórz usta swoje. Lecz cóż to? Granatowe błoto? Czym jest wszystko to? Kryszna, kimże jesteś, mój mały urwisie? Przecież nie przyśniło mi się. O, tyś Wisznu najwyższy, jam twa wierna sługa. W porządku, idź już do pastuszków, tylko mi więcej nie popełniaj grzeszków.
Jai. Okay, thank you. And Pandava, are you going to give Krishna's answer to his mother?
No, I have different picture. I have actually the same picture that Nritya Kishori Mataji was writing, the famous one, but I don't have it really to, I can just to remind, I will just pause the camera because we have it on our altar, that famous picture of Krishna appearing in the yes. Prison cell.
Okay.
So now I wrote this in Polish it's in rhyming, but I don't have really good translation in English. So maybe I should try English first and then Polish.
Pandava, probably I can translate you.
Okay. Wysłałem ci na czacie to, co będę tłumaczył.
Yes, I have it. Thank you.
Okay. In the darkness of prison night, the Lord Vishnu appears the Lord of highest power. Evil Kamsa and his guards sleep very deep, but Lord appears only to eyes of Vasudeva and Devaki. Prediction from the sky finally finalizes. Eighth son of Devaki, Vishnu, appears from her womb. Vasudeva and Devaki glorify Lord, asking him to hide in front of Kamsa's eyes. He killed already your six brothers, the demon cruel one. We fear that he could also do you a harm. Don't be afraid, my devotees. To liberate you and the world, I appear in this divine form. You were serving me with love so many times. I was your son twice, Vaman, Krishna Garba, and now Krishna. The way you see, I'm just reminding you because you had forgotten. Now, Vasudeva, please, according to my plan, take me to Vraj and then replace me with the daughter of Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. Let our hearts, dark as Kamsa's cell, prison cell, became a Dham, Krishna's temple, temple of the Supreme Lord.
Jai. Okay. Indeed, let it become a temple. Nice, thank you. And Ananda Lila and Gaurachandra.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We also translated from Google, so we have both versions, English and Portuguese, and maybe we have some trouble to pronounce properly some English words. But
that's okay.
We can try our best.
Kamera zostaje.
Oh.
Teraz inni tak będą pokazywać coś innego.
And desktop. And we have the image.
Oh, okay.
And our text is that one. Oh no.
Oops. Okay.
Oh,
that's
your tiny arms rests on Vasudeva's left hand. It's supporting and comforting you in this extremely adverse scenario, while Vasudeva's gaze seeks a way out of that prison where witnessed the extermination of his other children, you, the origin of the three worlds, without the same tragic fate of your siblings, manifest satisfaction in being protected by your devotee. How much must there be the sublime confusion that shrouds the lucidity of personalities like Devaki and Vasudeva, whose meditation consisted in imagining ways to save you from the tyrannies of your maternal uncle. Years later, your adoptive mother, Yashoda Mai, will see the entire universe in your mouth, inside which she finds herself. As with Vasudeva at the time of your appearance, Your inner energy was charged with preserving the rasa through which your devotees could yield to you devotional service. The imposing columns, I don't know how to say.
Columns,
Columns, the armaments of the guards, their wheeled animals, all reinforced King Kansa's hold on his prisoners. Even with your inner potency, all auspicious signs were revealed to Vasudeva and Devaki so that you would be led into the realm of Gokula. It remains to be seen how that escape would go unnoticed. A deep sleep, this word I don't know how to pronounce.
Wade
above each of the guards, and only the oil-filled lamps were preserved from the darkness and intoxication they had taken. It's possible that Vasudeva's gaze shows some regret over the condition in which you both left Devaki behind, after the few moments in which she could understand that she carried her womb from maybe this is a wrong translation. She carried in her womb from the magnanimous Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not far from the prison's gateway, desolate to notice your sudden departure from it, she remained in the obscure room that appears at the back of the composition. But your eyes do not show fear, nor those of Vasudeva. Despite every threat from his bare feet, with no special protection to devote to you, he was driven to respond to the signs manifested by your internal potency. It's Mathura. Can I continue? I'm so sorry.
Departure.
Departure to Gokula was followed by many obstacles overcome by your brave father, accompanied by the protector Anantashesha with his multiple hoods, who followed in his footsteps. Among the two guards, the one in the foreground with his beast, this word, yawning, holds the keys to the prison in which your parents had been held captive for so many years, fixed in meditation on your sublime and absolute nature, the same nature that it was enough to put them to sleep, and the prison gates opened. The light coming from the left indicates a possible path to Vasudeva. It's filled by a small figure carved into the stone, which carries a vase of light fed with oils. May this same light guide our steps on the way to Gokula, where we can reestablish our eternal identity and be in contact with your associates. Oh, I imagine that's the image.
Okay.
So sorry. We are studying English for sure for the next.
No, that's quite good. With the help of Google Translate. Thank you. Let's see. Did anyone else have one? Have an ekphrasis, Krishna ekphrasis attempt to share? That's all? Okay. Well, that was a good number. I was happily surprised to see that several of you have made the attempt. Should I share with you what I tried to do?
Yes.
It's actually the same image as we just saw, Ananda Lila and Gaurachandra's. So I took the same image. Let's see. In fact, let me see if I can put the text in the chat and then oops, that didn't work. Oh, maybe not. Okay. And then okay. No, for some reason it won't copy into the chat. Okay, so I will do it this way.
Guru Maharaj, you can use right button on the mouse and click in the chat and use paste mode, because it is not working with.
Oh, I see. Paste.
Yeah.
No, it's not working.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, what to do? This is maybe some weirdness with Mac.
Guru Maharaj, it should be copied in the same way with the mouse and pasted with the mouse. Keyboard shortcuts doesn't work sometimes.
Okay, I'll try it one more time. Let's see. Now, I've gone like this. Okay, copy. And then paste. Nope, still didn't work. There's only one more option, and that is share screen. So that's what we'll do. Share screen. Okay, can you see the image now?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, we can see.
Okay, so I'll keep the image there. I hope you still see it. Okay, here we go. Same image. All visitors, the curious, the would-be art critics, the kids on school assignments, all have left the art museum. It's closing time. Lights are out, doors are locked, and the last watchman has left for home. The high and wide walls of precious paintings and ponderous tapestries are silent. Their populations of battling warriors, primly posing princesses, sorry sailors on sinking ships, plump nude beauties, still lifes of rotting pomegranates, and abstractions of no thing in particular, have all turned inward to themselves, resigned to their brush-stroked and framed or meticulously woven nocturnal destinies. All rooms are dark except one, from where this light shines forth. Over here on this side? Yes, I might have known. Krishna, baby Krishna, is that you being your self-luminous, playful kid self again? Is this your brilliant bluish rain cloud complexion lighting up my vision of you? Is that reassuring light flashing across the framed vestibule, the full moon just prior to your servant Indra's bringing on his stormful clouds? Well, well, it's a grand show you have in the making, but no one's awake to see. The nameless guards slumped in drunken stupor are as good as dead. And it's good they're so, aiding your play, for you are fully alive, fresh-born and faultless, bouncing merrily out in your father's confident arms as you show him the way out, eager to meet your beloved Yamuna. But what's the story with this gigantic multi-headed serpent? He must be a key player in your fun. Does Vasudeva know he's there? Vasudeva, whatever you do, don't turn around. Just keep walking swiftly, swiftly, but oh, so softly. Don't wake that little tiger, the guard's pet. And for God's sake, for Krishna's sake, don't trip over the guard's left foot. Freshborn Krishna, you know perfectly well where you're going, and you know the best way how to get there. You also know just how to inspire an artist to paint your clever escapade, giving her or him, I don't know who is the artist, those mysterious skills of eye and hand to turn paint into magic emerging from her heart. So it's no surprise. You know how to give me the eyes to see you in her painting, and how to make the museum watchman absent-minded enough to leave me here just to have your undisturbed darshan in complete silence. Careful not to trip the museum's alarm system. But did your artist know that you would end up confined here in this museum, even as she painted your great prison break? And did you tip her off that I would be captured by your carefree countenance as Vasudeva cradles you in his strong arms? The museum guards returning routinely tomorrow morning, turning on the lights and finding me here, will demand in anxious tones to know my means of access. I will smile at them in reply and gesture toward you, baby Krishna. And as they look over to you, this little blue bundle of Satchitananda in Vasudeva's arms, overseen by the unlimited remainder, Ananta Shesha, will bless them. Or will you be already gone by then, gone to meet your friends in Vrindavan? Hare Krishna. Okay, well, yeah, I found it quite fun as a way of focusing on Krishna and Krishna's qualities and pastimes. It's a very interesting way to attend to Krishna.
Jai Guru Maharaj, we have the name of the artist is Satchidananda Prabhu.
Oh, okay, so it's he, it's not she.
Yes.
Satchinandan or is Satchidananda? Satchidananda.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Well, that's interesting because I've included his name in what I wrote, this little bundle of Satchitananda in Vasudeva's arm. Who could have known? Okay. Well, we have some time to discuss some Bhagavatam. And because we're anticipating Balaram's appearance tomorrow.
Gurudev. Sorry to interrupt. I think there's one more person that wanted to share. Rasodadi Hari, I think.
Oh, yes. Please.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. I have a picture I will screen on the very short. This one, do you see?
Yes, now we see.
I have a very short poem, and I guess it's full of mistakes in English, but anyway, I'll tell it. Say it. It's going like this. I don't know if it will be over the picture or I don't know. Anyway, tender as a blue lotus, very chubby. The edges of his eyes are white. Prominent are his small teeth and tummy. For Yashoda, he is so bright. She cannot take her eyes off her son, as she is filled with divine emotion, and he is sweet like a caramel bun, protected by kavachas of her devotion. Trying to decorate and protect him, she hangs a tiger's claw around his neck, paints tilak marks on his body, and smears mascara to protect. Tying a cord around his waist and string around his wrist. With protective talismans, ghosts are chased. Thus, the loving servant assists. That was something like that.
Very nice.
I can also put this in here in for those interested. Here it is in chat.
Thank you. Interesting. It's an interesting painting. I just noticed at the end that Mother Yashoda has a peacock feather in her ear.
Yeah, that's true.
Good. Okay, so here we are continuing our anticipation of Lord Krishna's appearance in just a few days and Lord Balaram's appearance tomorrow. As I understand, 1 year before. But of course, we understand the appearance of the Lord and his associates is complicated. And that's true, therefore, not just of Lord Krishna's appearance, but also of Lord Balaram's appearance. His appearance is particularly complicated because he starts out being situated in the womb of Mother Devaki, and he ends up in the womb of Rohini, and there's a transfer that happens by the arrangement of Yoga Maya. And this is all being choreographed by Krishna, who has not yet appeared. So go and figure. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 I'm reading first from Canto 10, Chapter 2, verse number 7, and then I want to also read number 8. Gacha Devi, this is Krishna speaking before he has appeared. He's addressing Devi, the goddess. Gacha Devi Vrajam Bhadre Gopa Gobir Alankritam Rohini Vasudevasya Bharyaste Nandagokule Anyascha Kangsa Samvigna Vivareshu Vasantihi. O my potency, who are worshipable for the entire world, and whose nature is to bestow good fortune upon all living entities, go to Vraja, where there live many cowherd men and their wives. In that very beautiful land where many cows reside, Rohini, the wife of Vasudeva, is living at the home of Nanda Maharaj. Other wives of Vasudeva are also living there incognito because of fear of Kamsa. Please go there. And the next verse, Devakya jathare garbhang sheshakyam dhamma mamakam tatsannikrishya rohinya udare sanniveshaya. Within the womb of Devaki is my partial plenary expansion known as Sankarshana or Shesha. Without difficulty, transfer him into the womb of Rohini. Prabhupada uses the word transfer for sannikrishya. And we might notice this syllable krish in this word because as in Krishna and Sankarshana, what we have is a verbal root, which means to attract or to draw or to pull. And I have another translation here. This is from a symphony of commentaries on the Bhagavatam, 10th canto. This has been done by Gaurapada Das, who I believe was one of Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu's students. So he has an interestingly different translation. He says, my Dhamma, or dwelling place, known as Shesha, is in Devaki's uterus. Pull him out of there and place him in Rohini's womb. Pull him out. I don't know. I kind of tend more to like Prabhupada's translation. In this case, without difficulty, transfer him into the womb of Rohini. Of course, pull him out, we could say, is more literal. Yeah. I would say sannikrishya, it's actually it's a gerund as far as I know. So having pulled him out or having drawn him out, place him, sanniveshaya, nivesh. We've talked about that word, vish, vesha, avesha. So sannivesha, completely, thoroughly or fully, or place him in Rohini's womb. Okay, and then we have some interesting discussion about all of this by our commentators. And I thought we could look at some of this. Srila Prabhupada summarizes mainly the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, And we have what I believe is a straight translation of that same in this symphony of commentaries. I won't go through the whole thing because it's rather long. There's a fair amount of discussion by several acharyas about the meaning of the word Dhamma. And it seems that the Vaishnavas, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas in particular, like to identify this as referring to Swarupa. But Prabhupada uses, he says, the plenary expansion, Dhamma. So it's referring in any case to Balaram. And of course, we discussed several months ago extensively about Dhamma, the sacred place of the Lord's residence, and how there are so many different types of Dhamma. But here is another meaning of Dhamma. It's referring to Shesha, who is Balaram. So we have a Dhamma inside a womb of Devaki, and this Dhamma is now getting transferred into another womb, into another mother, Rohini, who is also a wife of Vasudeva. So all of this is going on, but someone may doubt. This is the question that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur raises, that if we consider the bigger context of what's happening, excuse me, what has just happened prior to Balaram's presence in her womb, well, the Shat Garbhas, as they're called, the six babies, one after another, whom she bore and who were then killed by Kamsa. So here's the question. Devaki has the nature of transcendental existence. She is the Mahashakti that manifests the Lord. How is the entrance of the Shatgarbhas in Devaki justified, since those 6 fetuses were material? So Devaki is all spiritual. 6 material fetuses have entered her body. Ki hoche, how is this possible? So do you want to know the explanation? Yes. There was no contact between the Shatgarbhas and Devaki in her womb, much like there is no contact. This gets technical. Just like there is no contact of the samashti, that is to say, the universe or the whole, nor of the vyashti, that's the individual components, with the Lord, although both the samashti and the vyashti are in the Lord, whose essence of being is transcendental existence. At this point, either you start yawning and falling asleep, or you start shaking your head. What is he talking about? Well, then we have explanation from Vishwanath quoting Bhagavad Gita, and Srila Prabhupada quotes this in his purport. 9th chapter, verses 4 and 5, famous verses. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktam murtina Matstani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastita. First of all, Krishna explains that he is present as Avyaktamurti throughout the universe. It says the whole universe is pervaded with me. And he says, Matstani, all living entities are present in me, but I am not in them. And then he says, and then he turns it all around. He says exactly the opposite of what he just said. And he's expecting us to believe him. Nacha matstani bhutani pachame yogamaishwaram. Bhutabrin nacha bhutasto mamatma bhutabhavana. Behold my mystic opulence. Everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I'm the maintainer of all living entities, and although I'm everywhere, myself is the very source of creation. So there's the kind of technical word that's sometimes used in Western theology, panentheism. There's pantheism and there's panentheism. And if somebody pushed you into a corner of the room and threatened you, what are you? Are you a pantheist or a panentheist? Which is it? Then hopefully you will say very coolly and confidently, panentheist, which means the Lord is present everywhere and he is separate from everything simultaneously. Okay, so, but what does that have to do with the Shatgarbhas? That is one way of explaining by analogy that in a similar way, Devaki is transcendental and therefore the Shatgarbhas are not touching her. She is unaffected by them. So in other words, if you were worried about this, now you don't need to be worried anymore. Now, here's interesting. Further on, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur starts to explain this whole pastime as a kind of allegory. And allegory means there's a kind of symbolism. And it's usually for some kind of teaching purpose. So he says, this pastime of the Lord's taking birth is understood to be for the purpose of showing people the sequence of bhakti, the sequence of bhakti. Step 1, step 2, step 3. There are sequences in the practice of bhakti. Let me reassure you, eventually we do come to an explanation further down about Balaram. But for now, he's Vishwanath saying, okay, among devotees, bhakti is characterized as hearing, reciting, and so on. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Prabhupada mentions this in his purport. Within devotional service, now here comes a potential problem in the practice of devotional service. Within devotional service, enjoyment of the 6 sensory objects occurs. That is a consequence concomitant with bhakti. So there's going to be some enjoyment like when we have nice prasadam, we enjoy. There are so many ways in spiritual life we may enjoy the senses. So a genuine devotee thinks the following: alas, I will fall in the dark well of material existence since I am enjoying these material sense objects. Unquote. On account of this fear, this is interesting. He says, on account of this fear, in time, in the course of time, sense gratification ceases. It stops. Because the devotee has fear of being pulled down by enjoying the senses, eventually the sense gratification stops. Okay, then what? Then bhakti, imbued with hearing about the Lord's glories, glorifying him, serving him, and so on, develops and matures. Okay, what then? Afterward, the Lord, who is an ocean of virtues and an ocean of bodily forms, manifests. Why? Because bhakti, whose nature is transcendental existence, makes the Lord appear on account of the statement of a Shruti scripture, Bhaktir evainam darshayati. Only bhakti makes the Lord show himself. And if this is an obscure quote, we have the reference here. It's from the Matara Shruti, Matara, not Mathura, but Matara Shruti, cited by Madhvacharya in his commentary on Vedanta Sutra 3.354. Haribol. Madhvacharya is famous for quoting things that nobody can find anywhere else except in Madhvacharya's commentaries, and they become suspicious. Madhvacharya, are you making this up? And there's been a source of lots of heated debate over the centuries. But whatever, here it says there's something called a Matara Shruti, Hare Krishna. And what does it say there? Bhaktir eva enam darshayati. Only bhakti makes the Lord show himself. Well, it's a nice quote, whether or not it's from the Matara Shruti and whether or not, anyway. Okay. Now, back to the Shatgarbhas. The analogy of the Shatgarbhas and Devaki is exactly the same, owing to the statement, Marichir manaso abhavat. Marichi arose from the mind of Brahma. And that is quoting Bhagavatam 3:12-24. Marichi, this is the explanation. What do we care about Marichi? Well, Marichi is an incarnation of the mind. Why do we say that? Because Marichi came from the mind of Brahma, okay? And his 6 sons of Marichi, are the incarnations of the 6 sensory objects beginning from sound. So there's sound, sight, taste, smell, touch, and there's a 6th one, which must fit for the mind. whatever the sense object of the mind is, or the sense experience, sense object of the mind. Happiness and distress, maybe. Anyway, since Devaki brings about the Lord's appearance, she is the incarnation of bhakti. Since he, that is Kamsa, is imbued with fear, Kamsa is the incarnation of fear because of this. Bhayat Kamsaha. Kamsa attained the Lord because of fear. Bhagavatam 7:1-31. Therefore, just as fear of material existence removes the desire to enjoy the 6 sensory objects, which have entered the womb of bhakti, so Kamsa is the killer of the Shatgarbhas who were in Devaki. Now, you might be confused here reading. I'm reading from the full commentary, but if you go to Prabhupada's summary in his purport to this verse, you'll see that Prabhupada doesn't refer to 6 sensory objects. Rather, he refers to kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madha, mada, and matsarya as the 6 sons of Marichi. So it seems that either of these apply to the point, which is that there is, in the process of bhakti, there is the destruction of these obstacles to pure devotion. Oops, we're coming to that time. Okay, just briefly. As prema bhakti, imbued with the worship and so on of the Lord's glories, might appear in the womb of bhakti, when the desire to enjoy sense gratification is gone, so after the Shatgarbhas have ceased to exist in Devaki, the 7th fetus, Ananta, the form of the Lord's glories, Yasha, of his dwelling place, Nivasa, of his couch, Shaya, of his seat, Asana, of his parasol, that is, umbrella, Chatra, and so on, appear in Devaki. Just as seeing the Lord face to face after that, that is, after the appearance of prema bhakti, is the 8th child of bhakti, so the Lord is Devaki's 8th child. All this is a fundamental principle that should be well considered. So in the appearance of Lord Krishna from the womb of Devaki, we also have the story of how Krishna Prema appears from the womb of bhakti. There's a process, there's a sequence. And therefore, we can say, following this understanding, there is a form of fear which is very good, a type of fear, and that is fear of sense gratification. To have a healthy fear of sense gratification is to be spiritually healthy. So in this way, Balaram, then it's further explained, Balaram is making the arrangement for the Lord to appear. His job as Krishna's first expansion is to make place to facilitate the Lord's pastimes. And the first place of his pastimes is in the womb of Devaki. He is also, Balaram is also making sure that although we heard Devaki is completely pure, we can say he's making a final cleansing to make sure, after all, those 6 garbhas previously were there. So let's just do a quick extra cleansing. So that's what Balaram's doing. But he does his job, and then Krishna says, okay, now it's time for you to go elsewhere. You come over to Rohini and become her child, because that is her desire. And in this way, everything will be set for the 7th child, who is Mother Yashoda's child, who will be transferred to Devaki. So there's lots of switching around going on here before Krishna appears. All right, tomorrow is Balaram Purnima. I wish you all a wonderful Balaram Purnima. May you be blessed by Lord Balaram, by his spiritual strength. What is it? Nayam Atma Bala Pravachanena Labhya. Something like that. And have a good week this coming week in preparation for the Lord's appearance. Hare Krishna. Thank you all. And I will simply say, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Goti Vaishnavarinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev.
Guru Maharaj ki
Hare
jai.
Gurudev.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Balaram Purnima.